Hey, what's going on, guys? I am back with Ryan Wesson's MMA Talk, Episode 3. Bellator 173 just ended, and tonight we are going to be reviewing the card. I'm going to recap the three fights that I covered in the preview. I'm going to keep it kind of short tonight. So let's go ahead and get into it. Ani Razafasarian defeats Sinead Cavanaugh. You know, that has to be a little bit of a knock, a blowback for Bellator. Um, they were it seemed like trying to put a little bit of a push behind Sinead Cavanaugh, and she was 4-0 coming into this fight, going against Raza Fasarian, who was like I want to say she was like 1-1 is what I looked up. Uh, 1-1 with one no contest, and she had lost her only other fight in Bellator. And man, they come out in the first round, and right from the jump, it looked like Sinead Cavanaugh. She was timid, like straight off the bat. She was going backwards, and she was much bigger than Ani Razafasarian. It looked like they were almost in two different weight classes. It almost looks like Razafasarian needs to be fighting at a weight class below. But nonetheless, Sinead let Razafasarian push the pace on her. Sinead had one standout moment in the fight, and it was early in the first round, maybe a minute or two in, and she blasted Raza Fasarian with a straight right hand and set her on her butt. Hard straight right punch. And Raza Fasarian, to her credit, she ate it. She went down, and she popped back up like a spring, and she was right in Sinead's face, and I mean, she stayed up against her pretty much the entire 15 minutes. Took her down on multiple occasions, and when she got her on the ground, it really showed Sinead had a huge weakness down there. She just really didn't look like she knew what to do. Did not do a very good job of defending herself. Just Ani pretty much rode her out for 15 minutes and just pounded her when she had her there. And Sinead, when they were on the feet, could not stop the takedown, and when she got down, had no chance of getting up. It was kind of a shocker. I had not seen Sinead fight yet, but from the articles I read, and the promo material and stuff that Bellator was putting out, I was like, okay, this Sinead chick must be pretty solid. You know, she's fighting out of SBG Island. Um, but I don't know, man. I don't know what the competition level that she had been fighting was at. Um, Raza Fasarian on paper didn't look like she was going to be much of a challenge, but yeah, she comes away with the upset. I wish I would have been able to find the betting odds for this card. I was never able to do that, but there's another YouTuber, MMA Killaton. I was talking to him on Twitter, and he said that the odds were on 5 dimes, and I never got to see what they were, but I'm assuming Raza Fasarian was a pretty decent underdog, so if anybody put some money on her, they probably picked up a little bit tonight. So yeah, Ani Razafasarian defeats Sinead Cavanaugh by unanimous decision. Going on to the next one, James Gallagher. I was wrong about this one, at least going to the decision. I had Sinead Cavanaugh winning the fight by decision. Didn't go that way. I had James Gallagher also win by decision. James Gallagher went in and cleaned up Kirill Madavsky. His striking, his boxing was on point. Man, he was laying waste to him. Kirill, oh man, he looked like a fish out of water. He did not want to be in there with that kid. And I think I made a mistake. James Gallagher, I said the other day, was only 19 years old. He's 20. So there you go. Still pretty damn young. And man, he put it on him. And I missed the sequence. However it happened. I mean, he was laying into him on the feet, and I don't know if Kirill initiated the clinch or if James did, but I glanced away for just a split second, and I looked back, and they were going towards the ground. And when they hit the ground, this was also the first time I'd ever seen James Gallagher fight, like a full fight, not just his highlight reel. And boy, the kid is pretty legit on the ground. Which, I mean, you don't know how good Kirill's skill set is down there either, but for what it was, man, when he chewed him up on the feet and when they hit the ground, oh, it was a whole different ball game at that point as well. I mean, he stepped it up even more. It took him 45 seconds at the most. He was on his back and had him in a full blown rear naked choke, and the fight was over. They went just a little over 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. James Gallagher, very impressive win. At least very impressive showing. I'm still wanting to see him take a step up in competition to see what he has. But man, Bellator has something with that guy. He got on the mic immediately after the fight, and Jimmy Smith asked him about AJ McKee, who's an undefeated featherweight in Bellator, and James Gallagher responds, "AJ McKee, you fucking pissant." Something about May 19th, the London card. I'm gonna choke you. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good little promo. Yeah, I like the kid. He was solid. So it's gonna be interesting to see if that fight comes through. Him and AJ McKee and on the card with Roy McDonald and Paul Daly. And that'd be a good fight. I want to say they announced the co-main event for that card tonight was Michael Venom Page, MVP, and Derek Anderson. Maybe I saw a poster for the card, and I want to say it was MVP and Derek Anderson. I think. But yeah, man, James Gallagher looking solid, looking very solid. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He did what Sinead Cavanaugh was supposed to do to Ani Razafasarian. He went in and cleaned up. He did work. Which, if he is going to be a star of any caliber, when you throw him in with a fighter of that caliber, that's what you expect him to do. And he went in there and did it. I mean, very impressive. Good performance by the guy. Very good performance. And going on to the main event here, I'll cover this one and we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up and keep it kind of short. I was shooting for under 15 minutes, and it looks like we're going to hit that. So, Liam McGeary versus Brett McDermott. Liam trying to get back on track after losing his light heavyweight championship. They come out, and 15 seconds into the match, the clock was showing 4:45. Liam gets blasted with a straight right hand and goes down, and my eyes perked up. I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Liam hits the ground and tries to jump back up to his feet, and McDermott throws another one. And to avoid it, Liam just went to the ground. He was like, F this, I'm getting out of the way. He went back to the ground. McDermott didn't really want to fool around down there too much with him, so he backed off and let him up to his feet. And once McGeary got back onto his feet, that was pretty much all she wrote. He chewed Brett McDermott up. I mean, very, very nice combinations. Just pretty much everything he was throwing was landing. Just combination after combination after combination. Just every punch landing, really. He cut McDermott's left eye, I want to say it was. I don't think it was right eye. I think it was the left. Cut it, gave him a pretty bad cut. But the one thing that worried me just a bit, and once again, I don't understand why, because Brett McDermott has shown in his fights before he's not a very good wrestler. King Mo, that's how he mainly beat him. He took McDermott down, and Brett McDermott in the first round shot a single leg on Liam McGeary, and Liam just went down. It would it would be like me trying to take down my 9 month old little girl. I mean, it was, it's weird. Like he doesn't try to fight takedowns hardly at all. When he was having so much success on his feet, which I understand that he's very confident in his jiu-jitsu, and McDermott didn't really want a whole lot to do with it. They hit the ground, and Liam started working immediately, and he went for an inverted triangle, and McDermott was like, "Nah, I'm good," got back up, but nonetheless, he let him score those points. I mean, he gave up that takedown and didn't try to fight it really at all, and I think he should stop doing that so much. We covered it a little bit on Wednesday's video, how I think anytime he goes against Phil Davis, Ryan Bader, or King Mo, those guys are going to give him problems because they can take him down whether or not he's trying to defend it. And if he's just giving it to them and not making them work for it, because he is nasty standing up. I mean, his combinations tonight were just on point. He was eating Brett McDermott up with combinations. The first round ends. McDermott's bleeding pretty good, and they come back out in the I'm wrong here. It's the first round. I was about to say this happened in the second round. It was still in the first round. McDermott dropped. No, not McDermott. Liam McGeary drops Brett McDermott with a big knee. They weren't even really clinched. I want to say McDermott was trying to clinch. McGeary was stepping away and he had one hand on the back of McDermott's neck, and almost threw the way you would throw a high kick coming up from the side, but it was just the knee, and hit McDermott pretty much right on the chin. McDermott went down, and McGeary pounced on him and started pounding. McDermott was able to make it through that though, and they ended up getting out of the first round. Came back out in the second round, pretty much more of the same. Liam just laying into him. Every combination he threw was landing. Referee steps in, brings the doctor in to check the cut on his eye. And it was pretty much like right on his eyelid. It wasn't like on the eyebrow. Referee steps in and they wave off the fight. Liam McGeary wins by second round doctor stoppage. And I had picked Liam McGeary by second round TKO. So there you go. Liam looked impressive. He had the one moment of one little scary moment right there, 15 seconds into the first round, and after that, he just, he did what he was supposed to do. Even when he gave Brett McDermott the takedown, they hit the ground and he immediately started working, and he went for the inverted triangle. And McDermott backed out from that. So it was really a pretty good showing by Liam. And they announced he is going to be fighting on the May 19th card. I want to say that was the one it was. They went ahead and announced his next fight right there in the cage as soon as it was over. And I didn't write it down, and for some reason the guy's name just slipped right off the top of my head. I'm drawing a blank on his name, and I don't have my computer with me right here or anything, so I'll figure out who that was and end up doing that one later. But it was a fighter that I haven't heard of before. It wasn't one of Bellator's bigger names, and I actually think that's pretty smart. Give Liam some time to build himself up a little more and work on his skills and see how much better he can get. Because, like I said, as good as he is, I think he's going to have some hard times with the three dominating wrestlers that Bellator has right there. So, yeah, that pretty much covers it. The three main fights that I covered in the preview for Bellator 173 this past Wednesday, and that's your review. I will be putting out some videos next week. Some preview videos for Bellator 174, which will be Marlos Conan and Julia Budd for the inaugural Women's Featherweight Championship. That'll be next Friday. And then Saturday will be UFC 209, Tyron Woodley and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson 2, and Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson. This is going to be a big weekend next weekend, man. Really looking forward to that. I haven't looked forward to a fight as much as I'm looking forward to that Khabib and Tony Ferguson fight in a very long time. I mean, a very long time. So, yep, I will be putting out videos for that this coming up week, and I will see y'all then. Y'all have a good one.